just open the door for you.
So that would be Maxwell. Yeah, I gotta say, this seems pretty cool so far.
Well, it's about time the police sent someone out to investigate. We have many important residents and they are very worried.
Is that so? Well, before we get going, maybe you could tell me what really went down here.
What happened? Who died?
It's Mr. Parker, the primary owner and financier for the hotel. This is just a disaster. They're at the crime scene again. Don't they realize that they're going to disturb the evidence? You'd better come with me, Detective.
Wait a second. Is this really completely full of robots? What the hell?
What the hell is wrong with you?
Excuse me?
Ezra, you have outdone yourself. This is your finest work. There is more emotion
Well,
in these
now,
days
how do you like
than
to
most
eat your
have
kibble
had
in
their
here?
entire lives.
Our friend is dead, Mr. Avita. Have you no respect?
I'm just saying that at least he had the decency to make a spectacle of it. There is nothing worse
Please,
than
if I
it
may,
was.
That's
if
what
I
this
could
is
just
to you?
have your attention.
You're sick.
I'm sorry for shouting. But the detective has arrived and shall begin the investigation henceforth. Please return to your rooms until the detective has examined the crime scene and had a chance to come speak with you. Have a look at the crime scene for clues. When you're ready, we can discuss your findings. You are free to question the residents, but their safety is our priority. So unless you have solid evidence, I would avoid accusations.
Okay, thanks for the advice. But overall, it's crazy that this whole place is just completely full of robots. But I mean, we have seen worse before, haven't we? Question I have is, why is there blood?
Is this blood?
Or is this oil? Not really sure.
Guess someone else felt the same way about
Looks like the
brains and
brain
machines
enclosure
as I
was
do.
smashed.
That is to say, I ain't fond of the idea.
Oh, so maybe that's where the blood came from.
Hello again, Detective. Was there anything else?
Yeah, you never told me every single resident in here was a robot.
Your residents are robots.
Not robots, Detective. Well, not exactly, anyway. I believe the term they use is robo-brain. Back before the war, the residents decided the best way to wait it out was to put their brains inside robotic chassis. Was there anything else?
Yeah, any idea where I should start?
I'm not sure where I should start.
I suppose you should try to figure out how he died, and then who had the means and motive to kill him. Once you have enough evidence, then I suppose you'll need to confront the killer. Was there anything else?
Maybe you could tell me a bit more about the victim.
Tell me about the victim.
Mr. Ezra Parker was the primary owner and financier for the hotel. He had vast experience managing venture projects around the world. It was his idea to have our premier clients become investors in the vault section of the hotel. He worked with Vault Tech to have this built to their every specification. Was there anything else?
No, I think that should be all.
Never mind.
I'll be here should you need me.
Man, this is going to be a tricky one, isn't it? Because you could say we might as well just look for anyone who didn't like the idea of this whole vault. But then again, why would they wait 200 years to kill him for that? Okay, that room's empty. Might as well ask both of these guys, though. Oh, unless... maybe the Mr. Handybots aren't guilty at all. We may just have to look out for the Robo-Brains. Or maybe even this guy.
Protect and serve.
Guess not. Now, here's one.
Well. If it isn't the long arm of the law, tell me, are you a devotee of the arts? Does that cruel muse call you to her entrapping bosom?
Sure, you could say so.
It's okay. I've gone to a few museums.
Museums? I am talking about art. Art, the jubilant ecstasy of the soul made material. You cannot contain that in a museum. Come with me.
Alright, if you insist. Looks to me like his idea of art is just
Tell me,
splattering paint everywhere.
what does this piece say to you?
Maybe it's about composition.
It's about composition, the balance of colors and emotions, and the struggle to maintain internal order.
Indeed. This was the last piece I did in a series of portraits of Gilda. Number 1378. Her emotional landscape is superimposed on the portrait. The reality of the subject is distorted as the ego attempts to project itself this way.
Oh, so he must have done this one back when he was still in his human form.
Tell me, what does this one say to you?
Looks a bit like mushroom clouds, don't they? So it's gotta be the war.
It's the war. Bombs from every direction, no up or down, the world turned on its head.
I suppose in a way it must be. Art shapes the world, and the world shapes art in return. All art must therefore be constantly reborn through the lens of contextual and historic interpretation. It must ascend.
Alright, looks like he might have a couple more to show us.
And what about this one? And please be honest, for art without honesty is just politics.
Well, it looks like a cat? Not sure what else to say.
It's a metaphor. A young creature grappling with ideas it doesn't possess the capability to understand.
Well, that's certainly a projected interpretation. Ah, well, truth be told, this is my best-selling piece. I did this series under a pseudonym, of course. This series has made more money than any of my serious works. And I did the whole thing as a lark. What does that tell you about the value of art to the common man? Huh?
Not much, I guess.
My fellow connoisseur of the art. Here to see my latest work?
No, I think I'd rather talk about the case.
Did you have any thoughts about the murder?
The person you should be looking at is Juliana Riggs. That Philistine would not know art from her own excrement. She and Ezra had a rather dramatic fight recently. You could hear her banshee screeches all the way across the hotel.
Really? Any idea why they were arguing?
What were Juliana and Ezra arguing about?
I don't know. I was painting at the time and I was trying to block it out. Though I bet Gilda probably heard them. Maybe you should check with her.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea. Did you paint Gilda by any chance?
It sounds like you've done a lot of paintings of Gilda. Why her?
Our Gilda is a very singular creature, detective. Do you not see the joie de vivre from within her? I have never met another who clings to life so tenaciously, who lives so in the moment. I must admit I was quite smitten with her for a time.
So you guys were in love.
You're still in love with Gilda, aren't you?
So what if I am? What business is it of yours? She truly understands her ephemeral beauty, not that brute actor.
Huh, okay. Sounds fair enough.
Tell me about yourself.
What is there to tell? I am one of the premier artists in the world. My work is primarily in oil paint, but I have been known to do sculpture or performance art as well.
You know, that's really not something to brag about, considering most other artists are dead by now.
Never mind.
Alright, well, that seems to be everything in here. Not sure what the hell's going on with this. But he did say we should talk to Gilda, and then maybe that person who was arguing with Elsa.
Hello, Mr. Whiskers. Who's a pretty kitty?
Juliana, Mr. Whiskers died last month.
Look at this
Mrs.
mess.
Scruffy, remember?
Oh, of course. Silly me.
Just let me have a look at the neural interface matrix, and I'm sure
Heard
I
about
can
the
clear that.
experiments they
No.
did in places
No,
like
it's not that.
this.
I've just caught
Human
another goal.
decency must have been
Probably
in
something
short
to diet
supply
that they
back
throw
then.
out.
Oh, God. Not this again. Last month you were convinced you had the measles.
You're not a doctor. What would you even know about it? Besides, I think it may be malaria.
First of all, I am a doctor. Hello again. Did you need
Robotics
something?
isn't an actual...
I'm not interrupting something, am I? Anyways, I heard there might have been some argument with Ezra.
I heard that Juliana and Ezra had an argument a few days before he was found dead. Tell me about that.
Well, I was in my lab at the time, so I didn't hear it. But Juliana has always been rather critical of Mr. Parker. I think she found something in the overseer's office. I wasn't listening when she told me about it. I kind of had my head in my research. I don't know, really. I try to let her handle all the money stuff. Oh, was there something else, Detective?
No, that actually should be all. Unless you had any other thoughts about the case.
Did you have any thoughts about the murder?
Oh, well, that's not really my field of expertise, but I'm sure there are probably some clues at the crime scene. Oh, was there something else, Detective?
No, I think that should be good for now.
Never mind.
Very well, I'll just get back to my work then. Secondly, I've told you time and again.
And you
can't
must
get
be
sick inside the
Juliana,
suit. It's not
the woman we've heard so much about.
Hello, Detective. Did you have a question about the heinous murder?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do. What was that whole fight about?
I heard you had a big fight with Ezra a few days ago. Care to explain?
Oh, well, it wasn't that big a deal, really. He wanted more money to pay for repairs on the hotel. I wasn't feeling well that day and lashed out a bit at the poor man. I really should have listened to him more.
Wait a second. How long has he been dead? Because if they're trying to fix the hotel right now, they're either really dumb, or maybe this happened a long time ago.
Did you have any thoughts about the murder?
If you ask me, it's one of those actors. Or that horrible painter. Their type is always the cause of violence.
Okay, and what's with all this junk around us?
What's with all the junk in here?
These are our things. We're just waiting till the war blows over so we can bring them back to the mansion.
Yeah, the war's been over for a long time. I think you have bigger things to worry about now.
Never mind.
Good luck catching the murderer, Detective. Mr. Scruffy and I are going to rewrite the will, so he will get everything when I die because horrible Bert didn't believe me.
Oh, God, Juliana.
Have fun, dear.
Going to the lab.
Yeah, I wonder if this might be her room. Because if so, maybe there might be some other clues inside here. Seems like it might be completely empty though, huh? So now we could either go talk to... who was it, Gilda? Or we could check the Overseer's office as well. What's the rigs, though? Was that something we might have missed? Could be. But yeah, before we get going, I do want to try and figure out where Gilda is. Unless maybe Gilda was that robot with the bow tie.
Protect and serve.
But if he doesn't seem to be anywhere around here... Oh, unless this is him.
Hello, Detective. Did you need something?
Yeah. Does Juliana seem strange to you?
Have you noticed Juliana acting strangely lately?
Oh, well, that's not really my field of expertise, but I'm sure there are probably some clues at the crime scene. Oh, was there something else, Detective?
No, once again. That should be all.
Never mind.
Very well. I'll just get back to my work then.
Well, unfortunately. Seems like Bert's not going to be much help. And I'm pretty sure we've seen just about everything here at the crime scene, haven't we? So really not much else to do around here. And I'm still not sure where Gilda is. So maybe at this point it might be a good time to head on up to the Overseer's office. Alright, there we go.
Nice.
You did that with a bobby pin? Well, I'll be damned.
Oh, wow. Is that their overseer? Looks like he might have been the only human in this place. It's kind of strange. I mean, if everyone else is gonna be a robot, I don't see why he wouldn't want to be. But maybe this clue we need is somewhere on the Overseer's terminal. Here's the instructions. Not sure if this will help, but we might as well see. So this says Vault 118 is designed to test the social interactions between the working class and the ultra-wealthy. Oh, so I'm guessing the working class must be the Mr. Handybots, but it also mentions working in conjunction with the staff of the Cliff's Edge Hotel, this vault shall function as a luxury hotel to attract the necessary testing subjects. And upon beginning the test, additional subjects shall be admitted from the local population into a second, much inferior, wing of the vault. And that part I'm not sure we've seen just yet. But what exactly is this? This might not actually be stuff we need to see. Yeah, that seems like a whole bunch of pre-war stuff. But this tape might be worth it.
Progress on construction of the second wing of the vault is completely stalled. Once the premier area of the vault had been completed, funding seems to have been cut off. My supervisors have informed me that they haven't received payment from Mr. Parker, and Vault-Tec won't pay out of pocket to continue construction. I've repeatedly approached Ezra about the finances, but he keeps telling me that Mrs. Riggs hasn't transferred the funds. However, when I asked her, Juliana said that she had just given Ezra extra for the gold paint in the rooms. I've hired an investigator to look for signs of embezzlement in a few weeks.
Okay, so this murder really did take place over 200 years ago.
Sounds like Ezra was embezzling from his investors.
And this guy Well, he must have committed suicide. At that point, I can't blame him. I mean, after being surrounded by rich assholes for that long, you never know. But now that we've pretty much got this whole thing figured out, I think it might be time we head back and confront Juliana. Oh, and she must be back through here. Yep, she's still waiting.
Hello, Detective. Did you have a question about the heinous murder?
More like an accusation.
I found some evidence that Ezra was embezzling from you and the other investors.
Oh, well, I really don't believe that. Mr. Parker wouldn't do such a thing, I'm sure.
Really? Are you sure about that?
Did you have any thoughts about the murder?
If you ask me, it's one of those actors. Or that horrible painter. Their type is always the cause of violence.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that.
Never mind.
Good luck catching the murderer, Detective.
Okay, looks like there might be one more person we can talk to. Oh, unless this is just back at the crime scene.
Hello again, Detective. Was there anything else?
Yeah, I think I may have this whole thing figured out.
The door to the overseer's office is locked.
Oh, yes. Mr. Parker locked it a while back, after finding out that one of the other residents had been inside. Said it wasn't safe. If the key isn't on him, it's probably in Mr. Parker's room. Was there anything else?
No, I guess that's it.
Never mind.
I'll be here, should you need me.
So is there really something else we're missing? There's Juliana Riggs, and then clues at the crime scene. Alright, well, I'm gonna search around a bit more just to make sure there's not anything in her room we might have missed. Oh, hang on a second. Is this something we need?
Hell yeah.
Maybe not, but it sure is a damn good weapon.
And serve.
Baseball
It's kind of
bat.
cool.
What is this doing here?
Hello again, Detective. Was there anything else?
Yep, I think I found the murder weapon.
I found the murder weapon.
Oh no. That's the bat from Mr. McKinney's movie. You don't think he could be involved, do you? I can't imagine him ever doing such a thing. Was there anything else?
Okay, so maybe I was wrong about Juliana.
Never mind.
I'll be here, should you need me.
Because it was her who said something about how the actors might be at fault for this whole thing.
And serve.
Why'd you do it, huh? He deserved better than that.
You think I'm stupid? I saw the way he looked at you. You gonna tell me that's nothing?
It wasn't like that. We were friends. He helped me out of a tight spot or two is all.
I couldn't stand by like some pasty-faced Percy while he put the
Sealing
moves on
yourself
my
up in a
best girl.
steel hole to escape the bombs. Sounds like trading one kind of hell for another one.
Dark hole of a city behind.
Yeah, Longfellow.
Buenos Aires
We
by
may just want to put a stop to this here and now.
Believe you I do, but
Hello, detective. How can I help? Did you have questions about the case?
Yeah, I found your bat.
I found your baseball bat at the crime scene. Care to explain how it got there?
Someone is clearly trying to frame me for the murder. It's probably Santiago. You saw him skulking around the crime scene.
Santiago, really? Man, we are just going in pretty much an endless circle here. It's just one accusation leads to another. I really cannot tell who to believe. But then again, it was his bat. Maybe we ought to ask him a bit more.
What were you and Gilda talking about when I walked in?
Oh, We were just rehearsing a scene. Nothing to worry about.
Really? I'm not too sure about that.
Did you have any thoughts about the murder?
It's obviously Santiago. He keeps going back to look at the crime scene.
Okay, well, before we accuse this guy, I guess we'll head back and check on Santiago.
Never mind.
Okay. Just let me know how I can help. Forget it. I can't do this right now.
And it seems like he should be back at the crime scene based on what that guy said.
Protect and serve.
Oh, or maybe even back here. It's kind of tough to tell at this point. Oh, he was the painter guy, that's right.
My fellow connoisseur of the art. Here to see my latest work.
No, but apparently it sounds like you've been returning to the crime scene. And I'm sure you already know the old saying with that.
I think you should explain why you keep returning to the crime scene.
It's for inspiration, detective. The others do not like to think about it, but even we shall die someday. Like Prometheus' torch, it kindles within me the fire to create as much art as I can with the time that I have.
Okay, sounds fair enough.
Never mind.
Okay, so I'll check around here a little more just to make sure. But based on everything we've got, it really does seem like the actor is the one at fault here. And yeah, sure, maybe they were just rehearsing a skit, but I'm really not buying that.
Hello, detective. How can I help? Did you have questions about the case?
Nope, I'm afraid you're under arrest.
I think you're the murderer. The brain enclosure was smashed in, and your bat was at the scene of the crime.
What? That makes no sense at all. What motive would I possibly have to kill Ezra?
Like you said to your friend there. You saw the way he looked at her.
Maybe you could give me a reason it couldn't be you.
I don't have to justify myself to you. There's no motive and you know it.
Well then, I think I'll find it.
I don't know yet, but I'll find the motive.
No, you won't, detective. Because there isn't one.
No, I'm pretty sure there is. In fact, we might have even heard it when we came in here. Oh my gosh. What could this be? Alright, this may be worth a look. I mean, as if we didn't have enough clues so far. And then this has gotta seal the deal. But it says, Ezra, I've held these feelings inside for so long. I don't know how much longer I can take it. You must know by now how I feel about you. But you ignore my affections. I thought perhaps they would fade as the years went by, but I find myself drawn to you more than ever. Please, I beg you to look inside you to see if there's even a sliver of a chance that you might feel the same way for me as I do for you. So there we go. Mr. McKinney, once again, I think I've got you.
Hello, detective. How can I help? Did you have questions about the case?
Yeah, you should have told me about the letter.
I found a love letter to Ezra in your room. Know anything about it?
Well, I don't know, detective. Maybe it's Gilda's.
Come on, McKinney. You and me both know that's bullshit.
It sounds like Gilda has had affairs with other people. That doesn't bother you?
It doesn't matter if it bothers me, detective. Gilda is her own woman. And she is going to do what she wants with whomever she wants.
Damn. So that still is really not enough to get him on. But I noticed, when we first accused him of murder, we did get to ask him quite a bit more, and it did get us pretty close. So maybe we should try that with some of the other robo-brains around here.
Never mind.
Okay. Just let me know how I can help.
And if nothing else, I'm thinking we come back to this guy, because so far, everything's sort of pointing towards him. And let's not forget that that was his baseball bat at the scene of the crime. Unless maybe someone else put it there as a cover-up. That could be a possibility too.
Hello, Detective. Did you have a question about the heinous murder?
No, I think we've had enough questions for now. It's time to finish this.
I think you're the real murderer.
That's just silly, Detective. Why would I want to kill Mr. Parker?
Well, why wouldn't you?
Maybe you could give me a reason it couldn't be you.
I'm sick all the time, Detective. I don't have the strength to do such a thing.
Okay. Then what's your opinion on Ezra embezzling?
Ezra was embezzling your money. That's why you killed him and framed Keith.
You were so close, Detective.
It's a shame. I thought I could keep the ruse going a little longer. Oh, well. Had to end eventually, I suppose. This doesn't have to end in more violence, Detective. Just walk away. I'll leave, and you can tell them I escaped.
Wait, what? Ezra? Is that really you?
Ezra? You're alive.
Well, congratulations on catching up, Detective. Yes, I've been masquerading as Juliana for some time now.
What's it going to be, Detective? Join me in getting rich? Or die defending some outdated ideals?
Ezra, why did you kill her?
Why did you kill Juliana?
I hadn't planned on it, but Juliana figured out what I was doing and had to be dealt with swiftly. I thought I could get a bit more money out of this place before making my escape.
Well, how is this going to go down?
Very badly for you, that's for sure.
Not a chance. Your murder spree stops here.
Then let us end this.
Very well.
Time for a drink. Better us get it than someone else.
But yeah, after seeing that, I sure am glad we didn't accuse Mr. McKinney. Even though he did seem like the obvious answer.
I found the killer. It was Ezra. He killed Juliana and took her place to hide his tracks.
My word! I never thought Mr. Parker was capable of something like this. What happened when you confronted him?
I'll tell you, but let's keep this between you and me.
Turns out Robo-Brains can eat. And I served him up a heaping helping of justice.
Well, bravo, I suppose. Here you are, Detective. Payment for your services and a bonus for uncovering such a heinous plot. I don't think we could have done it without you.